everyone. In this video, we are going to start learning the fifth identity, and that identity is a plus b whole cube. Okay, so as per our previous pattern, we will be doing proof, expansions and factorization, right? So let's start. First of all, we will write the whole identity. It is a plus b whole cube. So the expansion says it should be a cube plus b cube plus 3ab times with a plus b. Okay, now talking about proof. In proof, what we need to do, we should be doing a plus b into a plus b into a plus b. That is, we are multiplying a plus b 3 times, right? So first we will be doing for the first two brackets, and when we multiply for the first two brackets, it basically means we are doing a plus b whole square times with a plus b, right? So we know already what is a plus b whole square. I will write it directly, that is a square plus 2ab plus b square, right? So now we have to multiply a plus b with it. Now what does this mean? This means we have got a trinomial to be multiplied with a binomial. Okay, so now trinomial with a binomial, we have to multiply term by term. So a square with a, that gives us a cube. Then a square with b, and that gives us a square b. After that 2ab with a, that gives me 2a square b, right? After that 2ab with b, so it gives us 2ab square. Then b square with a, it gives us ab square. And lastly b square with b, that is b cube. Okay, now according to the proof, according to the expansion that we had written on top, I am going to collect the terms, right? So starting with, we get a cube and b cube. So I am writing a cube plus b cube. Okay, now if you see over here, what do we have? We have, what we have? We have a square b, 2a square b, right? So adding them up gives us 3a square b. And after that we have 2ab square and ab square, that gives us 3ab square. Now you will say that the expansion written on top is different than this. Yes, it is different, but we will arrive at that how? By just taking out common factors from the last two terms. So in the final we are getting a cube plus b cube plus, I have 3ab as a common factor in the last two terms, right? So that leaves us with a plus b inside, and hence the original expansion which we had written on top. So this is the proof, and see, there are so many steps involved over here in drawing a plus b whole cube, which we don't need to do every time. So in order to avoid wastage of your time, you should be just learning the expansion, which is a cube plus b cube plus 3ab times with a plus b. Okay, now moving on with the expansion questions. So the first question says expand 4a plus 5b whole cube. Okay, now this is my x and this is my y. X plus y whole cube. The identity says x cube plus y cube plus 3xy into x plus y, right? This is the identity. So according to this, what I will be having? I will have 4a whole cube plus 5b whole cube plus, it is 3xy, that means 3 into 4a into 5b into 4a plus 5b, right? So now what does that gives us? That gives us 64a cube plus 125b cube plus 3 into 4 is 12, 12 5s are 60. So we have 60ab in bracket 4a plus 5b. Okay, many a times children leave the answer at this step. No, we are not supposed to do that. we are supposed to, the question says expand, so we have to expand each and every bracket, right? That means we have to expand at this stage as well. So moving on, it gives us 64a cube plus 125b cube plus 60 times 4 is 240. So we get 240 and AB into A gives us A square B. And the last 60 into 5 is 300. AB into B is AB square. Every time you use this identity, expand questions with respect to this identity, that is x plus y whole cube, your last two terms will have x square and y square in alternate. Okay, so that is the identification of this identity as well. Now, moving on with the next question. It says half x plus y plus 3 whole cube. So we will expand it, and that gives us half x whole cube plus y by 3 whole cube plus 3 into half x into y by 3 bracket half x plus y by 3, right? Now half x whole cube, that means we have to do cube of x also and cube of 2 in the denominator. So that gives us x cube over 8, and similarly y cube over 27. Now 3 and 3 gets cancelled over here, giving us xy over 2. The bracket remains same, half x plus y by 3. And now we are towards the final answer, which is x cube over 8 plus y cube over 27 plus x square y over 4. Because what I did, I multiplied 2 and 2, right? In the next step, we need to multiply this xy and y along with 2 and 3. So now that gives me xy square divided by 6. So guys, this is your final answer for this expansion. The expansions for all the identities that we have seen so far are actually easy. You just need to do it properly, right? Now, moving on with the question evaluate. This question actually gets a bit longer in calculations, but yes, if your examiner wants to set your paper which is a bit lengthy, these kind of questions may appear. So I have put just one question over here for a plus b whole cube with evaluation, right? Now, how do we break this? As I have already taught in the previous videos, such kind of questions need to be broken closer to the hundreds or tens. So the numbers having zeros, right? So what can we write? We can write it as 100 plus 2 whole cube, right? That means this is your x and this is your y. The expansion says x cube plus y cube plus 3xy bracket x plus y, right? Now let's substitute the values. So we get 100 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 into 100 into 2 bracket 100 plus 2, right? This is what we get. 100 cube means we have 100, 0, 0 and 0, 0. So that is basically 10 lakhs plus 8 plus 3 into 100 is 300 times 2 is 600. Now in bracket we have 100 plus 2, or I should actually be, I'll just write it like that. Calculations become easier, right? So now repeating the zeros carefully, we should be having 6 zeros plus 8 plus 600 into 100 gives us 60,000, right? And then 600 into 2 gives us 1200. See, you could have written 100 plus 2 as 102 and then multiplied with 600. It is absolutely same. But I feel that when we have more zeros, the calculations become easier. We can just calculate horizontally also without getting into vertical addition in rough. Now, what does this gives me? I will have 8 in the units place, right? And then we have 0, 0. Oh no. We will have, see, this place is gone, right? So then we have a 0. After that we get 2, 1, 6. So that means we have 61208. Now how many places have they occupied? They have occupied 5 places, right? And over here we had 6 zeros. So that means we are left with this number, which is 1061208. Do your calculations very patiently over here and be cautious about such questions. Okay, now moving on with factorization. Factorization, it says 8a cube plus b cube plus 12a square b plus 6ab square. As I told in one of the expansion questions right now, that the identification for this identity is also a fact that the last two terms have a square and b square in alternate. But obviously along with that, you will have two cubical terms also, right? So now let's see how do we do it. Cube root of 8a cube is 2a whole cube, then b cube. Okay, now over here in the last two terms you have to take out the common factor, and I can see that is 3 times if I do 2a and b. Okay, you will say that ma'am we had 6ab. That is correct, but I am not writing 6ab. I am breaking it as 3xy into bracket x plus y, because I know this is your x, 2a is your x, b is your y. So I just split that according to it, 3xy, right? And in bracket also you will be writing x plus y. That means 2a plus b. So this is how you actually save on to your step, and now it clearly denotes your expansion for the identity of a plus b whole cube. So that means in the final answer we have 2a plus b whole cube. The question said factorize. So the factors are 2a plus b, 2a plus b and 2a plus b. We wrote it 3 times, right? It was a pretty easy question of factorization with respect to your fifth identity. Now the next one. So what do we have? We have 1 plus 27 over 125 a cube plus 9a by 5 plus 27 by 25 a square. Okay, the way I have been asking to factorize this kind of question, this is a pretty different one, because in the last two terms you do not have a square and b square in alternate terms, but the first two terms are definitely perfect cubes. Okay, so that means what is 1? 1 is a cube of 1 only, right? 27 and 125 are clear cut cubes of 3 by 5a, right? Now what does this mean? It means we have got our two terms which we can actually encapsulate in the bracket. We can put it in the bracket, but we need to write the proper steps. So moving with that, 3 times 1 times 3 by 5a. Now in bracket I should be having 1 plus 3 by 5a. We will verify are we actually getting the terms that are written on top, and see how. This is 9a by 5. Now if I multiply 9a by 5 with 1, I get 9a by 5. So we are correct. Now let's verify for the last term as well. 9a by 5 into 3a by 5 gives us 27a square by 25, and yes, bingo, we got that, right? So what do we have? 1 plus 3a by 5 whole cube. These questions do not ask for multiple steps. They don't need it. So do not drag these questions. They are 2 markers hardly. So just keep it short, keep it minimal. But yes, you need to be correct. And the final answer, 1 plus 3a by 5. 1 plus 3a by 5 and 1 plus 3a by 5. So we got our factors. Okay, one tip over here, because these kind of answers actually vary school to school, teacher to teacher. In many schools, the teachers are fine if you leave your answer at this step, right? But in case they want you to leave your answer with factors, then you need to do like this. So always go as your school teacher is saying, because these questions belong primarily to class 9 and they are checked by your school teachers. So yes, go as per your school teacher is teaching you. Okay. Now, the next question for factorization. We have 8p cubed plus 12 by 5p square plus 6 by 25p plus 1 by 25. Now, this question is again a bit different. The reason being, I have tried to cover a variety of questions so as to give you exposure. Now, you will say that first term is a perfect cube, but we do not have the second term as perfect cube. You're absolutely correct. So what do we have? This is a perfect cube, yes. But over here, you need to do a bit of shuffling because 1 by 25 is a perfect cube. So you need to bring this over here, right? So let's do that. We will write as 8p cube plus 1 by 125 plus 12 by 5p square plus 6 by 25p. Okay, now you have got your first two perfect cubes. We will do the cube root. So 2p whole cube plus 1 by 5 whole cube, and after that, since we know our identity, we will just write it in the flow and then cross check. 3 times 2p times 1 by 5. In bracket we will have 2p plus 1 by 5, right? And now we will check. 2 into 3 is 6, 6 upon 5 p into 2p, that is 6 into 2 is 12, p square by 5, and yes, right? After that it was 6p by 5 and 6p by 25. We got that, right? So final answer, 2p plus 1 by 5 whole cube. Factors: 2p plus 1 by 5, 2p plus 1 by 5 and 2p plus 1 by 5. Finished. I am sure you will find them easy because the way I have been teaching over here, these questions are actually easy. You just need to pause, practice, or even if you want to just watch the whole video, watch it first, write down the questions and do practice. I'm sure you will be able to do them properly. Okay, bye, happy learning.